So Eric, I always feel blessed to have Eric around. Do you? To those who know him, give him a round of applause, because we really appreciate it. And Debbie as well. Give Debbie a round of applause. Oh. Now I wanted to talk to Eric here, particularly regarding. You're right. You're in trouble. No. About the Friday night group. Okay. So just tell us what happens on Friday night, where you meet, when you meet, what happens. Into you might get.
Well, we meet at our houses. Sometimes it's at Paul's or at mine, Patrick's. We've been to Brian's house, which wasn't very successful because we all got a parking ticket that night. Because it was well, it was successful, don't get me wrong, but when we went outside, it wasn't successful. And what we do, we started off originally, it was just an idea that came to myself and another brother who just had it laid on our hearts that fellowship needed to be more. Well, the best way to explain it is this. When I first started to feel that I needed to go back into fellowship, it was put onto my heart very strongly because I'd been through a bit of a situation with illness. And so when I came back to church, I thought it was a good idea to start having a bit of fellowship outside of the church meetings. And another brother had it laid on his heart that it was a good idea. So what we started to do was we started to meet in one another's houses with the idea of a Bible study and just having a bit of fellowship. Now, we couldn't have realised at the time, but the Lord had other ideas, because I always thought of a Bible study as something where you just come together and one person just reads out some scriptures and then you discuss it. But what it's turned out to be is when we come together, it's a time of we give to each other and we receive from each other in fellowship. All of us have our own particular needs and troubles that we go through. And when we come together, we found that the Lord has really used each of us to minister into each other's lives, where we can talk about what's going on in our lives, but so often we found that other members of the group have been able to receive things from God themselves through the Spirit and be able to talk into another person's life.
Brilliant. Okay, so, and you meet at, is it 7 o'clock on a Friday night, is it?
Yeah.
Friday night, brilliant. How long does it last for normally?
Well, it was supposed to be, an hour or so, but the strange thing is, as you've asked, we started off with the idea of a Bible study, and quite often it's gone on for a couple of hours and we haven't even picked the Bible up, because we've been that engrossed and led by the Spirit,
right.
I strongly believe, into ministering.
Brilliant.
With each other.
And just talking about on a personal level, that fellowship and the encouragement that you're giving and receiving, what impact has that had on you personally? Well,
when I was out of fellowship, not coming to church, I was still reading my Bible, I was still praying, but if I could compare it to like being fed, to be honest with you, I was having a meal every day to myself, but when you come together with other people, it's like the Lord has prepared a feast before you, where you can just, it literally is a feast, where you receive a double blessing, if you will, from other people, where people are, as I say, ministering to one another. And for me personally, what it's done for me, the fellowship that we've been having, it's encouraged me, it's blessed me, not just in myself, but for the Lord allowing each of us to be a blessing to other people.
Right, brilliant. And who's welcome to go along to that, by the way?
Well, everyone is welcome. Originally, I was thinking, well, we all thought we would just get together. It was just sort of a few men from the fellowship getting together. But I don't believe that is supposed to be the case, because I only thought this morning that when they met in the upper room, there was the men and the women together, all disciples of the Lord. And I believe that the blessing that God wants to give is not confined. It should be spread out amongst the full congregation. So whoever wants to come and partake and to join, it would be marvellous.
Sure. And what do you think about the idea of other groups starting, or other people choosing to get together to encourage one another?
Well, I think that would be an amazing idea. I think that when you get a large amount of people together, like we have this morning in the congregation, you can be edified and you can receive from the Lord, but you don't get the same opportunity that the Lord has given us in a small group to be able to sit and listen to each other and to be able to talk to each other on an individual basis, which I think is how the Lord's been blessing us mightily in doing that.
Brilliant, yeah. So talk to Eric afterwards and just sort of say, like, just give me a flavour of some of the stuff that you've talked about and everything, because I believe, I really do believe this is a year where we have this thing, we're a family on mission, and I think we have to work at this family where the Bible calls us to meet together and to encourage one another in love and good deeds. And this is happening in this group, but I'd love to see it just happening all over. And there are different avenues, that it is happening. But I want to encourage you. And my talk today is going to be about having more valuable conversations this year, which I think we all win, don't we? We'd love to have more valuable conversations this year. So that's one place where it's happening. So thank you for sharing that, Eric.